So quickly we'll do a recap so that we are connected. Those who are joining today for the first time, they will also in the loop. So we discussed last week that this Brhad Bhagavatamrta is a great epic, great scripture written by Sanatana Goswami. Rather, Sanatana Goswami never claims that he written the whole scripture. He said, I made only commentary. So only translations is what Sanatana Goswami is claiming for. Because these verses, these slokas, total 2,500 plus slokas were already there. Those all were part of Mahabharata appendix written by Gemini Maharshi, which we see in the last week's discussion. So this scripture has two parts. First part is Sri Bhagavat Kripa Sara. Sri Bhagavat Kripa Sara Nidhara. The search for the essence of Bhagavan's nature. So this first part has 799 slokas. So this whole thing, whole of first part is covered into 7 chapters, apart from introduction we discussed. So last week we discussed introduction and chapter 1, Bhauma on the earth. So today we'll try to complete Divya in heaven and Prapanchatita, this is chapter 3, beyond the material world. So other chapters will come in sequence. And second part also has 7 chapters, which is much bigger in size, and it has got more than 1,700 slokas. This is very, very nectarian journey of first part is about Narada Maharshi trying to find who is the ultimate, the recipient of Lord's mercy. Second part, Gopakumara journey to understand which dham is the ultimate and very dear to the Lord. So we have seen in the last week's discussion how Janmejaya first he heard Mahabharata from Vaishampayana. After he stopped the fire sacrifice to kill all the snakes. Then he heard whole Mahabharata from Vaishampayana. He was not fully satisfied, as we all know that Mahabharata is not fully glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So he had that kind of a feel that there's something more which he wanted to hear. So then he approached Gemini Rishi. Then Gemini Rishi again narrated the whole Mahabharata to him. Gemini Rishi's Mahabharata is slightly different, which is not available today. Most of the Mahabharata from Gemini Rishi is not available today. Though Gemini Rishi, Vaishampayana, these two are direct disciples of Vyasadeva. So whatever Vyasadeva has instructed, has given, so Gemini Rishi has got the real essence and he wrote his version of Mahabharata, wherein he glorified Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Janmejaya was very happy, ecstatic to hear Mahabharata from Gemini Rishi, and he don't want to stop. He said, please continue more. I want to hear more. So when he wanted to hear more, then Gemini Rishi continued, and he talked about the appendix to the Mahabharata, which is Brhad Bhagavatamrta. So the whole thing started with King Parishit and Mother Uttara, discussion between them. And Uttara wanted to know what Parishit Maharaj has heard from Sukadeva Goswami. And in reply to Mother Uttara's question, since somebody has also raised a point this, that after hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami, Parishit Maharaj left his body because of Taksha, the curse of sage, that Takshaka will come and bite him and he will die. So when this discussion between Parishit Maharaj and Mother Uttara happened, so the answer was that this happened between Sukadeva Goswami finished Srimad Bhagavatam, and before Takshaka came and killed Parishit Maharaj. So there was some gap. So during that gap, Parishit Maharaj wanted to spend the time in meditation of the Lord. Then at that moment, Mother Uttara came and asked him, please explain me what is that you heard from your spiritual master, Sukadeva Goswami. So though Parishit Maharaj wanted to spend the whole time, balance whatever time remaining in remembering the Lord, but he realized there is no better remembrance of the Lord than glorifying the Lord. Instead of remembering by sitting alone and remembering, so it's always best for us to keep always engaged in the preaching of glories of the holy name, glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the process which Parishit Maharaj has adopted, even though he was aware that Takshaka can come any moment. So even till last moment, he was spreading Krishna consciousness. He was engaged in preaching activities. So then he said, Munindra Mandali Madhye Nishchitam Mahatam Matam Mahaguhya Mayam Samyak Kathayami Avadharaya. This Brhad Bhagavatamrta is extracted essence from such Uttam Bhagavatas as Sri Sukha and Narada. So Parishit Maharaj is telling Mother Uttara that whatever I'm going to tell, don't think that it's a concocted story. So please listen to it very attentively, because this was already approved by great sages and Mahajanas. An assembly of grand sages listened and approved this narration with a great respect. Therefore, my dear mother, it is the most confidential of all the transcendental mellows, Maharasamaya. It is not ordinary Rasamaya, it's a Maharasamaya. Please listen to this great attention as I repeat faithfully. So this is again request from my side that we have to have complete faith in what our acharyas have given to us and listen to this with a great attention. So we've seen a quick recap of what we discussed. Narada Maharshi was in search of the personality who is receiving the ultimate mercy of the Lord, who is the greatest recipient of Lord mercy. So he went to Prayag, and there he seen an exalted Brahmana in Prayag, and the Brahmana was engaged in devotional service. He engaged all his appliances in serving Saligram Shila. He made a nice decoration and started worshipping, and also he offered so many bhoga, so much of bhoga to the Lord, and all his opulence, whatever possessions he has, everything he is used in the service of the Lord. So by seeing that, Narada Maharshi started glorifying the Brahmana, that you are a great personality, you are the ultimate recipient of Lord mercy, because you engage all your wealth and you are doing a great service to the Lord. So then Brahmana denied, saying, I have very, very limited opulence. What is that you are thinking? That I am great, I'm having a great opulence, and I'm having a huge lifespan. No, I have very, very limited opulence. Whatever is there, I am spending in the service of the Lord. And moreover, my dear Narada, remember one thing, I am a Brahmana, and it is my duty. As a Brahmana, it is my duty to serve the Lord, engage always in service of the Lord. There's nothing great about it. So he said, if you really want to find someone who is the greatest recipient of Lord mercy, you go to South India. There is a king who is, though he is a Kshatriya, he is engaged all his opulences. His opulences are multi-million times more than what I have. So then Narada Maharshi goes to South India, the king, and started glorifying the king that, oh, my dear king, you are such a great personality, and you have so many large temples, and all the temples you are engaged, you are using all your opulences in the service of the Lord, and the Lord is personally present in these temples as Archavigraha, and you and your citizens are engaged in the devotional service so nicely. And you are giving charity, whatever you have, everything you are giving charity, and you are not looking to accumulate for your own sense gratification. Everything you are using in service of the Lord. And because of your devotional service of your citizen, there is no calamity and there is no suffering or fear in your kingdom. So, and even the agriculture, there is no need to do farming. Just you throw the seeds on the ground and it will sprout automatically. There is no need to, because such a pious king you are, and all your citizens, are perfectly following Varnashrama system. So you are such a great personality. You are ultimate recipient of the Lord. Then king denied that, saying, "My dear Narada, what are you talking about? I have very limited wealth. My with a limited wealth, what charity I can do? Moreover, I have very limited lifespan. Within 100 years, I finish my life and then I'll die. So what kind of a service I can do? So definitely it is not me who is ultimate recipient of the Lord's mercy. So it is only Indra, because there in the heavenly planets, there is no threefold miseries and fear, whereas I am undergoing this threefold miseries and fear. So this is what king has told, and he directed Narada to Indra. So quickly, we see the lessons what we learned in the introduction in first chapter last week. One should have a great faith in what our acharyas tell us. So whatever Sanatana Goswami and other acharyas giving us, we should not think that these are all concocted stories. They're all coming, actually, history. They have recorded it and they are passing on to us. So one should have that faith. And being inquisitive to understand the absolute truth is what we always, Narada Maharshi's travel journey is to understand who is the ultimate recipient of the Lord, how one can progress in devotional service. So by following the whole sequence of the story, we will definitely get more attracted to the Lord, and that helps us to improve our devotional service. So one must be very inquisitive to understand the absolute truth and process of bhakti, and glorify the positive aspects of the devotees is what we have seen. And the whole 7 chapters of this part 1 is all about glorifying the positive aspects, ignoring the negative. And when somebody is glorifying us, we don't accept all the positive, but we highlight our negative points. We say, I'm so fallen, I'm so this, so that. So that should be the way a devotee should. So that is a 4th lesson. One should be very humble and never get puffed up when somebody is glorifying us. Pass on the credit to the senior devotees. So this is also a lesson we learned. And engage all the opulence in the service of the Lord is what we see in both Brahmana and the South India king. They engage all their opulence in the service of the Lord. So that lessons of 2 and 3 we'll see at the end of this session. So now today we'll start from verse 1 of the chapter 2. So as we discussed last time also, we are not going to cover all the verses, 2,500 verses. If we want to cover, it will take a few months. So since we are doing an overview kind of a seminar for the whole Bhagavatamrta, we'll cover very important slokas, and then we'll go through the storyline, and then we'll discuss the philosophy nicely capsuled within that story. So now Narada Maharshi left the South India king and he travels towards heavenly planets. Then Parishit Maharaj is telling Mother Uttara, Sri Parishit Uvacha Prasasyatam Maharajam Swargato Munir Aikshata Rajamanam Sabha Madhye Vishnum Deva Ganer Vritam. So, O Mother, the sage among demigods, Devarshi Sri Narada, after passing the exalted king, approached the celestial plane of Swarga. There he saw Sri Vishnu in the assembly hall, encircled by a host of demigods. So now sage Narada is he left the South India king and he traveled towards Swarga, and there what he saw? He saw Vamandev. He saw Lord Vamandev is sitting in the midst of all the demigods, including Indra. They are all worshipping him, glorifying him, offering so much of bhoga they are offering for his pleasure. So here Acharyas explained that Vamana, actually the Vamana about whom we generally discuss is only a third Vamana. There are total 3 times Vamanas appeared in this material world in a different occasions. But generally the Vamana whom we discussed, who delivered Bali Maharaj and reclaimed all the 3 worlds and gave it back to Indra. This is third Vamana. Very briefly, I'll tell. I'll not go into the whole story. The first time Vamana appeared during Swayambhu Manu's period. So this part of discussion we had when we were discussing Laghu Bhagavatamrta by Rupa Goswami. So during that period we discussed about this. So the first time Vamana appears was during Swayambhu Manu's period. He visited sacrifice by the fire sacrifice being made by Vaskala. So there is another demon, the king of demons. So that's another story. We're not going to that. So that time all the 3 times he did the same pastime of reclaiming the 3 worlds, but in different ways. Second time he appeared in this material world as Vamana during Vaivasvata Manu's period. He visited sacrifices of Dundu. So there also he did the same pastime. Third time again he appeared as the son of Kashyapa and Aditi, again during the same Vaivasvata Manu's period in 7th Chaturyuga. So this is how Vamana's appearance happened in different times and for different purposes. So then Narada Maharshi saw that all the demigods, including Indra, they nicely offered so many food products and nicely decorated. Lord Vamandev is personally sitting there, and his whole body was nicely decorated with the sandalwood pulp and divine ornaments and garments he was wearing. So a lot of glorification description about Lord Vamandev is mentioned, and Lord Vamandev was sitting in the back of Garuda and accepting all the offerings made by demigods and Indra. So all the demigods, including Indra, they were worshipping him with the celestial offerings of so many types of bhoga. Then Brihaspati took the lead and he started offering prayers to Lord Vamandev along with other sages. And at the same time, Mother Aditi, who is the mother of Vamandev and also Indra, so she was standing next to Vamandev and she was pampering Vamandev. She was just touching her body and making sure he is very comfortable. And so then all the Gandharvas, Siddhas and Apsarasas were also there, and they were singing so many nice songs glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Vamandev. And Vamandev's wife, Kriti Devi, she was nicely serving and offering betel nut, the pan to the Lord. Somebody may ask a question, Prabhu, Vamandev is brahmachari. How come he got a wife? Actually, when the pastime happened, when he delivered Baldev, he was brahmachari. He was a small boy. Subsequently, he gets married. The whole details were given in Bhagavatam. So his wife, Kriti Devi, was also personally serving him along with the other demigods. So she was taking care of the Lord. And that time, Lord Vamandev started giving assurances to all the demigods and Indra, just showing his hand, saying that, my dear Indra, please do not worry or don't fear from the demons. I will take care of them. So Indra and other demigods started offering so many wonderful prayers and worship the Lord. So it is description was given by Sanatana Goswami that Indra, he had 1,000 eyes, whole body. That's a different curse he had. So he was the tears are falling from all the 1,000 eyes, and you can see the whole body is getting wet and the tears flowing from the eyes while he was praising the Lord, quoting a different shastras and different instances when or how Lord has saved Indra and demigods in various occasions from the demons. So the whole discussion now is going to happen in coming slokas. is a dialogue between Narada and Indra is the main intention here. We need to focus, not the darshan of Lord Vishnu or Vamandev. So that's why we are not focusing much on the description of Vamandev, which was given in maybe 10 or 15 slokas. So we will not focus on that much. We'll focus more into the discussion dialogue between Narada and Indra. So then Lord Vamandev goes back from that place and disappears from that place along with his wife Kriti Devi. And then Narada started glorifying Indra. So here the point we need to note is Narada did not speak a word to Indra until Vamana left. So this is etiquette we need to follow. We see at the end of this session, we'll summarize some of the lessons we learned from this discussion. So then when Vamandev left, Narada started glorifying Indra, saying, oh my dear Indra, what kind of a personality you are. So you are such a great personality and you are the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. Why? Because I personally seen you. You think I didn't notice? Last so much of time, wonderful the worshippers going on. You and other demigods are worshipping Lord Vamandev so nicely. You engage all your opulences and everything. You engage in the service of the Lord. Not only that, Devatas like Surya, Chandra, and other planets simply obey your instructions, my dear Indra. Vedas praise you as a master of universe. So here what we understand as we proceed with the discussion or journey of Narada Maharshi, everywhere one strong point we need to see is everywhere Narada Maharshi or Gopakumara for that matter in the second part, they quote scriptural references. It is not just, oh, you are a great personality, you are a recipient of Lord mercy. No, they always quote scriptural references and say, prove that you are the greatest recipient of Lord mercy. Then that personality will deny, saying, no, why I am not the greatest recipient of Lord mercy? Because I am having so and so deficiencies in me. So again, this is the quality of a Vaishnava, that we should not highlight our positive things by ourselves and accept the praise or credit from others. We should always focus and meditate on the deficiencies we have in our devotional service, and always meditate on how can I improve these deficiencies. We have to open up with our spiritual master or Shiksha Guru or senior devotees. So like how Indra and all other personalities whom he is going to meet, they are opening up their deficiencies. So this is the whole journey. Somebody is praising and other person will say, no, I'm not worth of receiving that praise because I am having so much. He will highlight this deficiencies I have. So it is a nice conversation and it helps us to improve our spiritual life also. So there Narada is praising Indra. They're saying he is quoting Vedas. He says, Vedas praising you, my dear Indra, as a master of universe and bestower of the results of pious and impious deeds. So somebody is doing pious and impious activities. So you are the person, you are the demigod in charge to reciprocate and give them the results, whether he is doing good or bad. And what a great thing I've seen, my dear Indra. Lord is personally coming to you. What a surprise it is. Lord appeared as your younger brother and takes birth from the same womb. What a great fortune you have. You already taken a birth from your mother Aditi's womb. Same womb Lord is using to come into this material world. What a great fortune you have. So here Acharyas explain that Lord not only showing his supremacy by appearing in this material world and showing that he is the supreme person of Godhead, but also he revealed his favor toward Indra by accepting his worship. Actually, he doesn't have to, just because Indra, we are going to see what Indra says, that what are his deficiencies. So here when says Narada is trying to highlight that he was such a great personality because the Lord has appeared in the same womb. He came as your younger brother. Younger brother means generally in a family, elder brother will dominate younger brother. So you have such a great opportunity, great chance that you can closely interact with your younger brother and dominate him. It's a great fortune you have. Then next Indra's refusal, denial start coming into. Then he says that one very important statement he makes when he started replying to Sage Narada. Kim mam upahasan asi. So he says, Kim mam upahasan asi. So why are you making fun of me? Though there indirectly he says that you are an expert like Gandharvas, very clever and tricky in making fun of me. So he is just joking with Sage Narada that please don't make fun of me. So that takes us to the verse which I wanted to highlight. Yeah. अस्य स्वर्गराजस्य वृत्तं वेत्सि त्वम् एव किं कति वारानितो दैत्या भीत्यास् माभिर्न निग्रतम्. So here Indra is replying to Sage Narada. Do you know how the elaborate history of Swargaloka, the celestial plane? Haven't we, the demigods, out of fear of demons, abandoned this heavenly abode many times and fled away? So Indra is highlighting here that don't think that we, residents of heavenly planets, are so great that the Lord is coming here and accepting our worship. We, in fact, are very, very fearful all the time. We, out of fear of demons who attack us and they throw us out of heavenly planets, we run away from this place and hide in a safe place under center of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then he started quoting various instances wherein Bali Maharaja, one of the instances he quotes was Bali Maharaja took over the post of Indra. So he said that Bali Maharaja kicked me out from my position. I was ruling the three worlds, and Bali Maharaja kicked me out from this position of Indra and pointed various demons in the place of sun, moon, and all these positions. So all the demigods, my dear Narada, including me, were forced to starve. We didn't get a proper share. We never got a share of sacrifices which the people were doing during those periods, because when the 5 sacrifices done, they offer some share to Indra and other demigods. All that offerings were taken away by Bali Maharaj and other demons who Bali Maharaj appointed as head of various departments like sun and moon and so many other departments. Bali Maharaj, he appointed his own demons. So then Indra continued to say that, my dear Narada, don't think that Lord is coming here for my deliverance. You don't do that mistake. If you are under false assumption that Lord is coming here to the heavenly planets for my deliverance, no, you are wrong. He is actually coming here out of love towards my mother and father. So it is not about me. He is coming here only for my mother Aditi and father Kashyapa. So just out of love and devotion towards them, he is coming here. And because of their austerities and worship, he's coming here, not because of my love or he's giving his mercy to me. No, whatever you are saying is wrong. I cannot accept this. So, moreover, Indra says the Lord, when he's coming here, is he coming as Krishna? No, he's not coming as Krishna. He's coming only as a partial expansion. If you what you're saying is that I am the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy, would have been true if Krishna is coming here every day and accepting my worship. But no, Krishna is not coming, or Vishnu is not coming. He is coming only as his partial expansion, not his full expansion. So what you're saying is not correct. I cannot agree. So adding more insult to me, my dear Narada, instead of killing the enemies, what he does, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he just got my kingdom returned from them. This is actually more embarrassment for me. So did he kill Bali Maharaj? No, he didn't kill. He has given a nice place in some other place. Then he didn't kill him. He just returned my heavenly planets and all the three worlds to me, and that is actually creating a lot of embarrassment for me. So then in verse 18, he said that Spardhya Suyadi Doshena Brahma Hatyadi Papataha Nityapata Bhayenapi Kim Sukham Swarga Vasinam. So he says that in the celestial plane, where there are always various kinds of faults, such as envy and rivalry, particularly the sinful act of killing a Brahmana and the omnipresent fear of plummeting down from our present post. Therefore, where is happiness of celestial residents, my dear Narada? So, what you are joking with me that we residents of heavenly planets are such a great and receiving the Lord's mercy, and you are poking at me, same and the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. What a joke it is. So my brother, he also quotes one other instance here. My brother, so they here he was talking about Krishna. My brother intentionally disgraced me by taking away Sudharma hall and also Parijata flower. So he was referring to a different instance which happened when Krishna was in Dwarka. Actually, the whole when this discussion was happening, during Krishna, when Krishna was there in Dwarka. So that time this discussion between Narada and other personalities were happening. So he says that it's a great disgrace for me that he came and took away my Sudharma hall and also Parijata flower just for to satisfy his wives and queens. So here, Sri Prabhupada mentions in not Prabhupada, the disciples mentions in 10th canto, chapter 70, text 17, that what is the significance of Sudharma hall? Because since the reference of what Sudharma hall is came, so just we'll understand what actually is the reference of significance of Sudharma hall. Sudharma hall, Sri Prabhupada disciples mentions explained in the chapter 70 of 10th canto that anyone who entered this Sudharma hall, they'll be free from the 6 kinds of material pangs. So they will not have hunger, they will not have thirst, they will not have any lamentation, no illusion, no old age, and no death. So this Sudharma hall was with King Indra in part of Amravati in heavenly planets in Swarga. So Krishna came and he took the Sudharma hall. He plugged that whole Sudharma hall from his heavenly planet and took it to Dwarka. He installed in his palace. So, of course, when this happened along with the Parijata also. Parijata is he took and kept in Dwarka. So Prabhupada explained in some other place that when Krishna leaves the body or leaves this material world, finishes his pastimes in this material world, this Sudharma hall and Parijata tree, they went back to heavenly planet. So this is a very brief reference about what is Sudharma hall. So this is what Indra was referring to. Then he says that adding more insult, he stopped coward boys from offering to me. So before when Krishna appeared in Vrindavan, and that before that, all these Gopas and Gopis, they were offering worship to me. But this my brother, he added more insult to me, saying, "Don't worship Indra. He is a useless guy." So this is what he told, and he stopped worship. This is becoming more insult. And you are saying, "Yeah, I am getting the greatest mercy from him." It's not a mercy. He is actually insulting. Actually, the whole discussion is not to highlight negative aspects of Krishna. It is to highlight negative aspects of the respect to personality, that I am not eligible for the mercy of the Lord because I did so many mistakes. Then he started claiming the mistakes what he has and why Krishna has why Lord has done this. So then also he says that he further adds that Khandava, Narada, Khandava forest is very, very dear to me. And he added more insult to me by burning the whole Khandava forest. just to satisfy, satisfy the indigestion of Agnidev. Agnidev is one of my department head. So he bypassed me, and he's going, Agnidev also going directly to him and requesting him, I want to eat the whole Khandava forest, and he using my own son, Arjuna. So see what a great insult to me. I am there, the head of king of demigods. He didn't even consult me. He didn't even discuss with me anything. So he went straight using my own son. And what he did, he burned the whole Khandava forest for the pleasure, to take care of indigestion of my subordinate Agni. So this is a great disgrace for me. And he comes only, the Vamandev think that he's coming here to elevate me. No, actually, he comes here to accept worship only because of my parents, and leaves immediately without waiting for even for a moment. He'll not even wait. The moment worship is finished, offering is finished, he immediately leaves this place and goes from here. And he says that sometimes he tells me, sometimes I may not be able to come. So what you do is, whenever I'm not coming, you offer this worship, all the whatever you are giving to me, offer it to Shiva or Brahma, because they are non-different from me. So here, what the message we are getting is that these three are the same from the perspective of Gunavataras. So that Indra is highlighting it to us, that don't think that they are different. They are Gunavataras. From Gunavatara perspective, they are all expansions of the Lord. So, and also Indra says that, I don't know, my dear Narada, where actually he goes. Sometimes he's in Vaikunta, sometimes he's in some other place. And I heard nowadays he's in Dwaraka. So I don't know what is his, what he does and where he goes, and what. Sometimes he goes and stays in Pandava's house, sometimes Mathura, and so I don't know. He never stays. He comes here forever. And then he says, the next sloka, he says that, I'm just referring to important slokas. Parameshti Sutashreshtha Kintu Swapitaram Hare Anugraha Padam Vidhi Lakshmi Kanta Suto Hisa. O best of sons of Brahma, O Narada, you should know that your father Brahma is actual recipient of Sri Hari's mercy. He is directly the son of Bhagavan, Sri Lakshmi Kanta, the husband of goddess of fortune. So now he's directing says Narada that I am not the recipient of Lord's mercy, because I have done so many mistakes in this whole process of discussion. He says that my lifespan is very short. 1 day of Brahma, in 1 day of Brahma, 14 Indras like me, they come and go. So you understand what is my lifespan. So what is it I'm doing? I'm not doing anything. He's coming only to purify me, not to give mercy, because I done so many offenses. I insulted him. I went and I tested him. He was referring to Govardhana pastime here, and so many abominable activities I did. So many offenses, sinful activities I did. Still, he comes and checks me. So it is not out of mercy; it's out of compassion that his elder brother is going in a wrong way or a wrong route. So he's correcting me every time. It is not his mercy. It is only a punishment, and he's only a lesson he's giving me. So he says that, forget about me, Narada. I am a useless person. Now I'll tell you one very great secret. Your father Brahma is actually the real recipient of Lord's mercy, because he is a direct son of Vishnu, and he gets knowledge directly from the Lord, how to do the creation and everything. Brahma is getting knowledge directly from the Supreme Lord. And not only that, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, the Lord is present in the form of Garbhodaksha Vishnu and accepting all the offerings and worship directly from Brahma in his Brahmaloka. So, along with the residents of Brahmaloka, Brahma every moment offers the worship to the Lord, and he offers so many palatable dishes to the Lord in the form of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So, my dear Narada, that's why I'm saying Brahma is a real object of Krishna's mercy. In fact, my dear Narada, he is Krishna himself. So again, he is referring to Gunavataras of the Lord. Then says Narada goes to Brahmaloka, and then he's seen there the thousand-headed Brahma, thousand-headed Lord in as a Garbhodaksha Vishnu, along with the Lakshmi accepting offerings with thousands of hands and thousands of mouths, while Brahma is glorifying the greatness of the greatness of the Lord. So then the next sloka we'll see. Yeah. Sri Narada Uvacha Bhavan eva Krupa Patram Dhruvam Bhagavato Hare Prajapati Patiryo Vai Sarva Loka Pitamaha. So then he started glorifying Brahma. Sri Narada said, "You are indeed the recipient of Sri Krishna's mercy, because you are also the master of Prajapatis and grandfather of all the planetary systems." So when Sri Narada started glorifying his own father, that now after passing through all this journey, I actually did a mistake. I should have realized about your greatness before, but only after passing through all this journey, I realized that you are such a great personality, my dear father. You are certainly the object of Lord's mercy. You are the master of all the Prajapatis and grandfather of all the living entities. And not only that, you are the creator and destroyer of 14 planetary systems. You are the eternal master of the whole universe, my dear father. You are Swayambhu. Because there is no father and mother for you, so you are Swayambhu. You appeared without any father and mother. And my dear father, you created all the Vedas, Puranas, and scriptures. And there is no other planet superior to Brahmaloka where you are staying. Even Vaikuntha is situated here. Why he says? Because Lord in the form of Garbhodaksha Vishnu is personally present there along with the Mother Lakshmi. So he says that Vaikuntha is already here. So this is the ultimate super planet among the whole creation. Then he says, you are not only very dear to Krishna, my dear father, you are Krishna himself. Now today I realized, understood, because I heard from other great personalities like Indra and other people that you are such a great personality. You are not different from Krishna. You are Krishna himself. Then Brahma started denying. He says, first he got so much of anger. He says that what nonsense you are talking. Is that what I taught you since my childhood, since your childhood? Because now Narada is his own son. So as a father, he is trying to teach a lesson to his son. What nonsense you are talking? You are telling me as Krishna, you are telling me as the supermost personality, and Lord's mercy is coming upon me. No, you forgot whatever I taught you. I taught you so many times since your childhood that I am not Krishna, I am only his servant. How come you are forgetting? Oh, my dear son. So out of anger, he started chastising Narada, his own son, including me. He says that all the demigods, including me, are bewildered by his the Lord's potency as Mahamaya. So we always get bewildered and fall down. We think that we are the master of this universe. So when you started glorifying me as master of universe, for a moment I felt, yeah, I'm the creator. But actually, this is the play game of Mahamaya, that she gives that illusion that we are the great personalities, and I am the master of universe. All this. No, actually, it is not. I did not get even a particle, minute particle of his mercy. And you are talking me as greatest recipient of Lord's mercy? No way it is possible. So even though whatever you told me about my lifespan is all correct. In one day of my lifespan, 1 day of my life, 14 Indras will come and go. Yes, it is right. And my life is so vast that yes, compared to all the human beings, other living entities in the material world, It is very huge. But my dear Narada, already I'm 50 years old and I'm always anxious and afraid that when I'm going to die, another 50 years I'm going to die. So a very short lifespan. You are telling me a huge lifespan, but what is huge? I'm always worried about the time, my dear son. So with all this fear in my heart, how can I be a great personality? And you said Lord personally resides here, but you know very well, I taught you so many times, Lord is there everywhere. Where he is not there? He is Sarvantaryami. So he is just giving a logical explanation to deny what glorification Narada is telling him. Uh, then he says that I am actually not a devotee. He bestows mercy only upon his devotee. So this is the quality, humility a devotee should always possess. Then he says, forget all his mercy upon me, my dear Narada. I have committed so many offenses. While performing my services, I done so many offenses against the wishes of the Lord. I'll tell you a few instances, my dear son. When Hiranyakashipu was praying for me, I given some boons. And after killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord was so angry with me. First, he refused to even speak to me. Forget about shouting it. Initially, he even refused to speak. I could not pacify him. I did not even had courage to pacify him because I know I did a mistake by giving all these boons to Hiranyakashipu. So Prahlad Maharaj went and pacified him. So what kind of a devotee I am? So I am having so many mistakes. I continue. Not only that, Lord has actually chastised me after that. After getting pacified by Prahlad, he actually chastised me, saying, "Don't repeat this again. Don't give such boons." But I didn't listen to him, my dear son. I continue to do this mistake because somebody is glorifying me that, oh my Lord, you are such great personality. So I get completely melted, and whatever boons they want, I'll give. So I never stopped. I continued my mistakes, offenses. Then Brahma said he was out of very he was feeling very ashamed. He said that recently that now Lord is in Dwaraka currently, but just some time ago I kidnapped the calves and coward boys. So what a great offense it is. I didn't realize the Supreme Person got it, and I went and tested him, and I was astonished to see that Lord, after kidnapping all these calves and coward boys, I went and checked what Lord is doing. He is again with all the calves and coward boys, and I could see all these calves and coward boys in the 400 form. I was completely astonished. So this is the greatness of the Lord. And I continued to do all these mistakes. I didn't realize, even after committing mistakes, Lord chastised me. I still continued my mistakes. Let me tell you one very important point, my dear son. Now, you are saying, I am the greatest recipient. No. In this universe, I do not see anyone better than Mahadev, who is the object of Lord's mercy. Mahadev is Lord Shiva. So he says he is always. Then Narada was thinking, Shiva, he is always intoxicated. How can he be greatest recipient of Lord's mercy? So understanding what going on in Narada's heart, Brahma says, yes, he is always intoxicated, but intoxicated by Krishna Prema. He doesn't care of his external bodily conditions, and what kind of a dress he's wearing, and what kind of a place he's residing. He is always addicted to the Lord's lotus feet. Only Lord Shiva and Parvati are capable of giving liberation to any living entities in this material world. So such is the greatness of the Lord Shiva. Not only Shiva, my dear son, all the residents of his abode, Shivaloka, they're all liberated souls. Seeing Shiva different from Krishna is actually great offense. Then he quotes, he is the greatest devotee, Vaishnavanam Eto Shambhu. So he's the greatest devotee of the Lord. Lord never forgives if anyone does any offense to Shiva and of course to other devotees. So he specifically quotes that Shiva is such a greatest Vaishnava. If somebody is chastising me or blaspheming me, Lord doesn't care. But if somebody is talking bad about Shiva, he will never tolerate. That itself shows he is having greatest, giving greatest mercy to Shiva. What more I can tell about glories of Lord Shiva? He actually drank the whole poison to save the demigods, just out of uh, respect and to do his devotional service towards Supreme Personal Godhead, not to show his greatness. He did this as a service to Supreme Lord. My dear son, even though Lord Shiva resides in Kailash, but in his original form, he resides eternally in Shivaloka. So when he heard about Shiva, so Narada started thinking, okay, now let me go to Kailash. Then Brahma says, no, no, no. He is there in Kailash, but eternally in his original form, he is there in Shivaloka, which is beyond all these sevenfold coverings of this universe, material universe. No one except the topmost servants of Shiva can enter this his abode. And you are the topmost servant, topmost devotee of Lord Shiva. And you can easily go and take his darshan. What he does there, then Narada was thinking, what actually Shiva is doing in Shivaloka? Then immediately Brahma says, there eternally he meditates on Lord Sankarsana. So who is Lord Sankarsana? Then he says that Lord Sankarsana is not different from Shiva. So he is meditating upon Lord Sankarsana. So please go and take his blessings. And you understand. Now quickly we'll cover this episode, maybe another 10-15 minutes. We'll cover this episode, and next we'll continue from verse chapter 4. So then says Narada, he goes beyond this material world. He crosses the sevenfold coverings of this universe. He enters Shivaloka. So this actual journey of a person from this material world to crossing this material universe is more detailedly explained in second part of this book, Journey of Gopakumara. There actually more detailed explanation is given how Gopakumara could cross the 7 layers of this material universe and what happens in each level, each layer. All the discussion was reserved for our discussion for the second part. Now, for time being, we understand that Narada means he is a mystic yogi. So he just passes through the universe coverings and he enters the Shivaloka. There, Lord Shambhu, who is different from Shiva, so he was worshipping Lord Sankarsana. He was in deep meditation, and after meditation, he started dancing with ecstasy. Not only Shiva, all these associates, including Parvati, they're all dancing with ecstasy and performing Harinam Sankirtan. Then, after they stopped the Kirtan worship of Sankarsana, Narada started praising Shiva as the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. So we quickly see in the next sloka. Paramanu grihito vasi krishnasyeति muhur jagau sarvam cha pitroktam suswaram samakirtayat. Afterwards, with the accompaniment of Veena, Sri Narada began to sing over and again, "You are the greatest recipient of Sri Krishna's mercy." Then he began singing sweetly the glories of Shiva that he already heard from his father Brahma. So this is exactly what we need to understand. When we hear from Parampara, we should accept that wholeheartedly and then pass it on to others. So whatever he heard from Brahma, he's glorifying Lord Shiva. So with a great respect and devotion, started praising Lord Shiva. So then immediately Lord Shiva stops Narada. He closes his both the hands. He closes his mouth. He says that what is this you are talking? It is a big offense. You are saying me as greatest recipient of Lord's mercy? No, actually, Shiva gets so much anger. Then with anger, he says that let us see what he talks about his position. Rudra uvacha na jatu jagat isoham napi Krishna kripaspadam param tad dasa dasanam sadanugraha kamukaha. Rudra said, O Narada, I am neither Jagadishwara nor the recipient of Krishna's mercy. I am always eager for the mercy of the servant of his servants, and their mercy is only my desire. Moreover, I am not even fit to pray for their mercy. So this is again a mood of a typical Vaishnava, that always he should pass on the praise or credit whatever others are offering to them, thinking that his original position is Dasa Anu Dasa, Param Tad Dasa Anu Dasa Dasanam. So I am a servant of his servants, and it is eternally. Always I am servant of his servants, and their mercy is only my Sadanugraha Kamukaha. So this must be the mood of a devotee. Sada Anugraha Kamukaha. So their mercy always must aim for Sada Anugraha. Their mercy we should Kamukaha. So we should always desire for their mercy. Moreover, I am not even fit to pray for their mercy. So I am praying for their mercy of Dasanu Dasa. No, you are talking about mercy directly from the Lord. It is a big joke, my dear Narada. What are you talking about? Then Narada didn't listen, because he has a strong conviction what his father has told, that no, Shiva, don't leave him, don't leave his lotus feet. He is a ultimate devotee. Then Narada continues to glorify. He says, no, my dear Shiva, because you are very dear to the Lord, all his devotees also beg for your mercy. So because you are greatest Vaishnava, so all the devotees of the Lord also come to you to begging from you the mercy of the Lord. So they want to reach the lotus feet of Supreme Lord through you. How can it be possible? Because you are the greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. So people understand that they are coming to you, so that you take the devotees to the lotus feet of the Lord. So then he says, to highlight your glories, Lord many times worship you in the name in some of your incarnations. So sometimes people ask question, why Lord Ramachandra worships Shiva? So we have that episode in Ramayana. All these questions and our doubts will be clarified if we faithfully hear to this Bhagavatamrta. Every aspect is nicely touched and solution answers were given. So we'll see what solution, what response Shiva gives. So here Radha is glorifying that Lord is directly worshipping you sometimes because he wanted to highlight your glories. Then Shiva says that he closes his ears and he says, oh, my dear Narada, please don't tell all this. It's all out of my ignorance. I have committed several offenses to the lotus feet of the Lord. So he says that sometime I wanted to, I asked the Lord that I want to be more greater than you, more exalted than you. I asked a boon from the Lord. So Lord, to answer my request to give benediction to what I requested. So he enacted this drama that because he wanted to show that I am greater than him. Because out of ignorance, I asked him once that I want to be more exalted than you. So then I realized what actually Lord is doing. He has made me as his great, one of the devotees, though now he highlighted that devotees are greater than the Lord. So that is the beauty of that. That doesn't mean that I am the greatest devotee. I am one of his devotee trying to get his mercy of his servants. So he says, out of ignorance, I committed so many offenses to the lotus feet of the Lord. Then Narada, he is not listening. He is still continuing his glorification, praise. He says that Lord actually never took your offense as really offense because you are very dear to him. Maybe if you out of humility, you are saying that Narada is not saying that, oh, yeah, I know you did offense. No, Narada is saying, out of humility, you are telling me that you did so many offenses, but Lord never takes it as an offense because you are very, very dear to him. He gives example of because Banasura was very dear to you. Krishna did not kill him, but gave him the form of he gave him the form similar to his own body. So Banasura got a body of similar to the supreme person of Godhead. So he is referring to that because Banasura was your greatest devotee. So Lord did not kill him. Then he says in next verse, which I want to display quickly. This is also very important verse. Yeah. कृष्णस्य प्रियते तस्मात् त्रैष्टम् अपि अभिवाञ्छित तद्भक्ततैव चातुर्य विशेषानर्थ अनर्थित त्वया only out of love for Sri Krishna did you ask for such a boon that you would become more revered in this world than him. In this way, you cleverly prayed for the position of a devotee. Then here says Narada is telling that because Shiva told him that out of ignorance, I asked him that I want to become a great personality than him. Then Narada is saying, yeah, I know you asked him, but I also know why you asked. You asked this because you wanted to show the world that what is the position of a devotee. So devotee is very dear to the Lord. Lord thinks devotee is more exalted than himself. That actually wanted to prove you, and it is all drama between you and Supreme Lord. So it doesn't mean that you made a mistake or you wanted to show your arrogance or ignorance that you wanted to become greater than the Lord. No, devotee is greater than the Lord that you wanted to exhibit. Lord wanted to exhibit through you. Then he says that one more thing I heard from your father, that Lord gave you and Mother Parvati power to grant liberation. So no one in this material world I heard that anybody can give liberation other than you and Mother Parvati. So that itself shows that you are greatest recipient of Lord, Supreme Lord. And always you are intoxicated. I heard from your father, always you're intoxicated in Krishna Prema and you behave like Avadutas. You are not attached to any of your external conditions, whether you have a dress or no food or no house. You don't care about anything. You're like Avaduta, always you are chanting Nam Sankirtana. So there are all lessons for us. Not that we have to be without dress, but the message is that we should not be attached to any of the appliances what we have. So all this confirms that you are the very dear to the Lord and greatest recipient of Lord's mercy. Now quickly we see how Lord Shiva concludes the discussion and where he directs him. So few slokas, then we'll finish. So then Lord Shiva says, being in charge of mode of ignorance, my dear Narada, I am the root of all the pride because I am in charge of mode of ignorance. That is, Lord knows me very well. Because I am ignorant person, Lord said, we take this mode of ignorance department. So we head. So who can head some department? Only those who are having expertise. Somebody wants to head the finance department. So he should have been experienced in the finance department, or sales. He should have been experienced in the sales department. But here, the Lord is asking me to take care of ignorance department. He made me in charge of mode of ignorance. Why? Because he knows me, I am ignorant. So he is trying to give a logical explanation. This is out of humility, not that really he is ignorant. We have to understand the humility of it. Out of pride, I consider it myself as master of the universe. And I feel that, oh, Lord has given me power to bestow the liberation. And I also think that I am bestower of pure bhakti. This is all out of my ignorance. I feel ashamed that sometimes I have to carry my duty in the mode of ignorance and destroy the whole universe when the time comes. So then he says, if, my dear Narada, if you think I am the real recipient of Lord's mercy, why would he worship his own servant? Again, he is going back to the Lord Ramachandra's episode. Since out of ignorance and pride, I wanted to uh, be more exalted than him. Again, he is referring to the same point. Because of my ignorance, he instructed me to turn people away from him by giving concocted version of Vedas. No, he is talking about Shankaracharya here. So, because of my ignorance, and I accepted. I came as Shankaracharya and fooled people, took them away from this one, concocted version of Vedas are given. So this is all out of my ignorance, my dear Narada. Then he says, the next sloka, आयुर्मुक्ति दात्वं यद भवान स्तौति हृष्टवत् तच्छाति धारुणिं तस्य भक्तानां श्रुति दुःखदम्. O sage Narada, you gladly addressed us with the praise of being happy preparations for mukti and liberation. So, because sage Narada told you and my mother Parvati, you are givers of liberation, but the word mukti is also unbearable to us. It simply gives a deep pain to the devotees' ears. So we wanted to give mukti, but devotees are running away. So what kind of mercy it is, my dear Narada? So no one wants to take mukti. You are saying that we are giving mukti, but yeah, Lord has given that power, knowing well that his devotees they don't want. So what is the use of this mukti? Even we are not able to tolerate that mukti is we are giving mukti. That itself is wrong. So no, actually, I'll tell you now. We'll come to conclusion. Actually, ultimate recipients of Lord mercy are residents of Vaikuntha. Why? Because always they are associating with the Lord. They are having such Chit Ananda body. They are same personality, they same appearance like a Lord, and they have access to the Lord every day, every moment. And in spite of all this, they don't care about any opulence what they have. So it is out of their pure love, they always crave for bhakti. So then Shiva was explaining. Then he says that among such great residents of Vaikuntha, Mother Lakshmi is a top post. No, not Shiva, actually Parvati is saying. Parvati interferes and says that because she is not able to tolerate, but because no one is talking about Lakshmi, because she is very, very close and dear to Lakshmi. So Parvati could not tolerate because Shiva is talking about only residents of Vaikuntha. Then she says, among all the residents of Vaikuntha, she is the topmost because she is personally residing on the chest of the Lord. And then Narada started packing his things and wanted to go to Vaikuntha because now he understood, okay, here he can't get anything. Now he has to find next some personality. Then he started packing his things to get ready to go to Vaikuntha. Then Shiva says, wait, don't be hurry. I'll tell you something. Did you forget that Lord is not in Vaikuntha on Vedas? Because he personally came down to Dwarka. Now, as we speak, he is sitting in Dwarka. So, let me tell you one more secret. I'm telling you this secret because I don't want my wife Parvati to listen to this. So he started murmuring in his ears. He says that more than Brahma, more than myself, and more than Lakshmi. He tells very low voice, more than Lakshmi. Prahlada is the greatest object of Lord mercy. There is no one in the entire universe who is above Prahlad, who is very near to the Lord. So when Hiranyakashipu was killed, even Lakshmi could not pacify. He gives a reason why Prahlad is the greatest. He gives a reason here because Prahlad is greater than Lakshmi. Because now Parvati is getting offended because she said Lakshmi is the greatest. Now he is proving, Shiva is proving why Prahlad is greater than Lakshmi. He says when Hiranyakashipu was killed, Even Mother Lakshmi could not pacify the Lord, but only Prahlad Maharaj could do so. This is because he is very, very dear to the Lord than Lakshmi. Then he gives instruction. This is the last sloka we are going to discuss. He gives instruction to says Narada, saying, Tadgatva sutale shighram vardayati tva shisham ganaha ganai praladam swayam aslishya mad aslesha valim vedaha. So Narada, quickly go to that Sutala and with affectionate blessings embrace Prahlada yourself. Then remind him of me with another warm embrace. So now he tells where Prahlad is residing currently, and he tells him that please go to Sutala planet, Sutaloka, where Prahlad is residing there, and go and give embrace. Don't do a mistake that touching his feet he will not like. He is the greatest devotee. He will not like touching anybody his feet. Nowadays we see in some of the yatras, people have a habit of somebody sees a devotee, straight away go and start touching the feet. This is so much embarrassment for people, not understanding that who is eligible or who is not eligible, trying to touch. And so this actually, though it is etiquette, but we have to also understand the mood of other people. Now here, Lord Shiva is highlighting this point. He says, don't go and touch his feet and try to take his dust from his lotus feet, because Prahlad is a great devotee of the Lord. He will not like somebody is touching his feet. Now go and you embrace him. And also one more embrace on my behalf. Tell that I personally gave this. So this is what Shiva told. And then next chapter, the journey of Narada continues. He goes to Prahlad Maharaj in chapter 4 and see what Prahlad Maharaj says, what glorification Narada talks about Prahlad Maharaj and how Prahlad Maharaj denies, and then where he directs, says Narada to go for further journey to search for the ultimate recipient of Lord's mercy. So with this we'll conclude our discussion today. Brhad Bhagavatamrta ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Any comments, questions? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranams. Prabhuji, couple of questions. So when Lord Indra is referring to, Krishna taking away the Parijata tree and the Sudharma hall, he is referring to Krishna as his brother. Is this because of Vamandev being born
Correct.
of the same mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the connection is Vamandev. Because now, one hand he says that Vamandev is my younger brother, and he says he is only partial expansion of the Lord. The full expansion, him was Krishna himself, not the expansion. The original person is Krishna himself. Considers him also his brother because Vamandev appeared from same womb. That is the reason.
Another question, Prabhu, is, I don't know if I heard clearly. Is this a summary of Bhagavatam at the conclusion of Bhagavatam that Parikshit Maharaj is narrating to Mother Uttara?
Yeah. Because
but then, okay, please.
Complete the question, too.
Because these narrations, they never, I have never seen them in the main body of Bhagavatam. So then how they appear in the summary?
So first thing is, Parikshit Maharaj, he didn't have enough time to repeat the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. So this episode of Brhad Bhagavatamrta was revealed in his heart by Sukadeva Goswami as an essence. What is the essence of whole Srimad Bhagavatam is Sankirtana, the last verse we see, it talks about Sankirtana and it talks about the whole glories of Supreme Personality Godhead, and also it talks about glories of his devotees of the Lord. The whole Bhagavatam is that. about Dhruva, about Prahlad, and so it is glorifying the devotees and glorifying the devotional service, and concludes with the Sankirtana Yajna. So this is the whole essence of Bhagavatam. Now this essence of Bhagavatam, now Parashit Maharaj is giving in the form of this episode, this pastime, not in the form of a story, in the form of this pastime, which is revealed in the heart by his spiritual master. Because now he wholeheartedly, with a complete faith, he heard from Sukadeva Goswami. So this knowledge was revealed in his heart. And when this was disclosed, Jaimini Maharshi has heard it from Vyasadeva and he documented it, which Vaishampayana has not done. So this is how Parashit Maharaj could tell this, and we are getting this in the form of Bhagavatam. So though I agree with you, it is not directly mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, but this is essence of Srimad Bhagavatam in the form of actual happened pastime, which was revealed by Sukadeva Goswami in the heart of Parashit Maharaj. So this was clarified by Acharyas. I heard it's one of lectures from Bhakti Charu Maharaj. So he was referring to this.
Thank you, Prabhu. One more question, may I ask?
Yeah, please.
At this point, Gopakumara is still not with Narada Muni. It is only Narada Muni which is going through the various planetary systems.
Gopakumar comes in the second part of the story. Golok Mahatmya.
Haribol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful explanation. Prabhu, my doubt is regarding the Vaman.
Your voice is a bit low. Can come closer
Hare
to.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Am I
now
audible?
it's clear. Yes.
Prabhu, you mentioned about Vaman Dev. Even I heard the same thing from Bhanuswam Maharaj also. So as you mentioned, the first one is in Swayambhu Manu. The second one is in which Manu, Prabhu?
Vaivashat Manu. Same Vaivashat Manu, twice he comes.
Twice in the sense? Just can
Now
you...
the Vaman Dev, about episode which we discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam, that he comes and delivers Bali Maharaj, and this also
Yeah.
Vaivashat
Yeah.
Manu only.
Yeah.
The same Vaivashat Manu period. First he comes in a different period and delivers Dundubi. So that is another demon. So now he comes to deliver Bali Maharaj.
Okay. And one more question, Prabhu. I heard, I didn't read the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam still, that Krishna told, I think, Vishwakarma to create Dwarka, if I'm not wrong. Correct, Prabhu? Then you said Sudharma was taken from Indra. So how to understand this, Prabhu?
Mataji, after building Dwaraka, he's one of the pieces. Actually, I don't know the exact story why he brought, but one of the, as requested one of his wives, like they wanted Parijata flower, so they wanted Sudharma hall also to be a part of Dwarka. So it was not in the original Dwarka which was built by Vishwakarma, but Parijata flower, Parijata tree, and Sudharma hall both were taken by brought by Krishna to Dwarka from heavenly planets. So when Krishna ended his pastime, then both of them went back. So in today's Dwaraka, what we see inside the sea, water, this Sudharma Mahal will not be there, and Parijata tree also will not be there.
Okay.
So it went back.
Thank you.
It came
Yeah.
later and it went back. Krishna brought them by his own. Then again they went back after his departure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you.
Rajesh Prabhu.
Prabhu, Mataji is asking one question. So she says that why Mother Uttara did not hear Srimad Bhagavatam along with Parikshit Maharaj, where Mataji is not allowed. All the
We
great
never heard,
assembly of sages
even,
from...
Actually, the picture what we seen, I didn't see any Mata is sitting there,
Right.
but I don't know why Mother Uttara was not there. But she was in the kingdom only. So all other sages and all were there. I don't know why I can't see any ladies. Mata is there. I have no idea. I had to check on that.
So Gopal is not allowed
He doesn't
No.
know.
I'm
because
not aware of that. I need to
the
check with someone.
only great rishis are listening, all the kings are listening. Why not Mataji's?
I do not give any
He will find
answer
out.
which, I do not concoct, but I need to check on that.
Thank
It's
you,
a
Prabhu.
good
Hare
question.
Krishna.
Definitely, I need to check and come back. Nandini Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Pranas.
Right.
Prabhu, my question is related to like there were 7 days left. Parikshit Maharaj enlightened by Sukadev Goswami. So after enlightening, after like how many days left during that time, Sukadev Goswami explained to Mother Uttara the like essence of Bhagavatam. Prabhu.
7 days finished. There's only a few moments left.
So within few moments, he explained all.
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Mataji, those days it is not like us giving a verse and then with giving a translation, giving purport and all this. So it's all 2500 slokas were told. The whole Bhagavad Gita, 700 slokas were told in 30-35 minutes. Likewise, this was also told in form of Sanskrit slokas only. Everything was in Sanskrit, but there was no any detailed discussion of translation, purport. So it is just in the form of slokas. All this were told by maybe definitely to some time, but not maybe day or days. It is very few moments only.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Any more questions, comments? So if there's nothing to discuss further, we'll end the session here. Next week again, what we'll do is we'll do a quick recap of what we discussed today, and I'll be happy if somebody can recap what they heard, so that we are all on the same page. I know that we all are attentively listening. Somebody can recap very briefly. I don't want again in form of a slide or anything. A very small 5 minutes recap. Then we'll discuss about the lessons what we learned from today's because time is up. I do not take further more time. So we have about 8 to 10 lessons we learned from this today's session. That we'll discuss part of a recap, and then we'll go to next discussion of how the discussion between Narada and Prahlad Maharaj takes place.